Hello and welcome to Oddities in the Round 8 2024 AFL season. In this first clip I just want to bring your attention to the score. You can see that Melbourne are only up by 3 points with only 3 minutes left, and Bailey Fritsch dribbles through an amazing goal. This one's pretty odd. You can see that the ball has been punched through and it bounces through for a behind, and as Powell goes to take the kick in, you can see Eric Hipwood is in the protected area. In the audio you can actually hear the umpire say, "What do you reckon?" In the end he gets paid a 50-metre penalty. Same thing happened to James Sicily last year, but it wasn't paid. Should have been. Eric Hipwood centres the ball inside the forward 50 and Joe Danaher takes a solid mark. And then for some reason he decides to play on and he just absolutely misses everything. Probably one of the worst shanks I've seen in a very long time. If you're new to the channel and you like these videos, be sure to subscribe, leave a like and a comment. Helps out the YouTube algorithm massively. Excuse me, BT?
Here he is again, the horny one. Horn Francis has got a 35 closing, couldn't get back.
Again, if we look at the score and the time, you can see the Hawks are up by only 5 points. Kicking a goal here would really hurt Western Bulldogs' chances of a comeback. It's actually a pretty poor handball from Sicily, but Watson should have picked this up, and he's got a clear goal. He knows Sicily's going to block for him. He just has to run in and kick a goal. Somehow he shanks it. Most weeks, we and I guess most people are pretty critical of the umpires, but very well done to this boundary umpire. He's actually called it perfectly. He says that the ball bounces on the line, so the ball is still in play. It bounces back and hits the post, so it's a throw in, not out of bounds on the full. So very well done to him. There's no way a young kid like this should be able to body two experienced players. He's just so exciting to watch. After Berry takes the mark on the 50-metre arc, you can see Nick Holman stands the mark, and he does put a little bit of pressure and holds him up a little bit. Berry fakes the handball, the umpire calls play on, and then a tackle is laid, but then the umpire resets. What do you think this should have been? Should that be play on, or should it be 50 metres? Nick Dacos was back at his best on Friday night, and as you can see, he's kicked the sealer with just 1 minute left. He's stood up and won the game for the Pies. Darcy Byrne-Jones gets the ball and he's looking like he's going to chip it over the top to get a better look at it for one of your true forwards in Oddities, and he just completely misses the kick. He's got to do better than that, surely. After Hayes takes the mark, you can see he's clearly looking for a runner, and Brad Hill runs by, grabs the ball, has a nice little fake and then kicks the goal. I want to draw your attention to how far back Brad Hill runs from and absolutely gets checked by no North Melbourne player at all. This is extremely poor defence on North Melbourne's behalf, and that's why they're losing games. I mean, technically Paddy Cripps does get the handball away in this clip, but it's extremely late after he's had plenty of opportunity and he's taken to the ground before he gets rid of the ball in the last second. The umpire has to pay this holding ball, surely. Max Gawn's taken a mark just outside the 50-metre arc and he runs around and he launches an absolutely awesome goal. We've seen him do it before, and when he's on, he's on. Watching this on the TV and in full speed, I thought Ben Keys actually took the mark, but very well done to the umpire to recognise that Keys not only didn't control the ball, but it also hit the ground. So very well done to the umpire for picking that up. Taylor Walker usually has a thumping kick, so I thought most people would have assumed this would have gone through well over the goal umpire's head. It does fall short, but this marking attempt by Zerk Thatcher I thought was just hilarious. Just the way he did it just looked real funny to me. Another time-based mark here, you can see that Jamari Ugle-Hagan takes the mark with only 2 minutes left with his team down by a single goal. A point would be handy because then all you need is a goal to win the game, or obviously a goal to tie the game. He's gone through his process, rushed through it, and ends up kicking it out of bounds on the full by hitting the point post. He's got to take his time and do the right thing here. Probably just lacking a little bit of experience. The Bombers are scrambling, they're trying to get this ball through for a rush behind. Jake Kelly completely misses the ball, and Chesser says thank you very much and kicks probably the easiest goal he ever will. Tom Liberatore is the latest concussion victim. As you can see, he copped a pretty big hit here and he later copped a boot to the head, and now he is out indefinitely with concussion. Could that game be the very last time we see Tom Liberatore? The umpire was probably blindsided by this, but watching the replay, this was a clear mark, lately knocked out by Cozzy Pickett. I guess the umpire couldn't see it, so therefore he didn't pay it. Watching this one live, I actually thought this ball was in, and I know the umpires have always been letting the balls go out and not calling them out. Have they now got the direction to call everything out, or is that overstepping a bit? To me, this ball was clearly in. Isaac Rankin doesn't need much time or space to kick a really good goal. Does he have the claim yet that it's his pocket, or does Eddie still own it? I felt like this was pretty poor from the umpire. You can clearly see that Cameron's hurt himself and the umpire tells him to stand. If you've ever had an injury like that, you know how hard it is to just stand still. You sort of, I don't know what it is, you just jump around, try and take that pain away. The umpire just keeps telling him to stand. Like, just let him go. He's clearly not going to chase him down and get a chase down tackle. After Windsor steals the ball, he kicks it forward and Turner takes the mark. He looks like he's going to quickly play on and he takes his time, but in the end, his feet are too fast and he trips over his own feet. It's just a little bit funny. After Josh Rochelle gets a punch to the head and no free kick, then Lockie Jones gets the ball and is tackled as a chase down tackle and looks to me like it's a throw and no free kick. In the end, the Crows had a huge amount of free kicks over Port Adelaide, but I felt like these were two very obvious calls that weren't paid. Tracy has launched a kick at goal, and like the commentators say, these balls usually just roll forward and go through for a goal. But unluckily for him, the ball just seems to bounce and sit up perfectly for Miller. It was very unlucky. The crowd was just that loud in Adelaide that the players couldn't hear the play on call from the umpire on the TV. You could hear he was calling this for so long. The players don't hear it and he gets tackled, and I'm just glad the umpire didn't pay a hold on the ball or anything like that, because you can just clearly see that all the players did not hear it at all. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That's the end of the Oddities episode, and I'll bring you more next week yet again. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and leave the word ale in the comments, as in ALE. See you next week.